So how does the X7 M60i actually handle on the road, and specifically back roads like the tail of the Dragon? Well, let's go for a drive here. We're not on the tail of the Dragon, we're back home now. We did a 2-week trip on the whole East Coast essentially. Drove up to visit my wife's family all the way in Delaware, but on the way up, got a cabin in Blue Ridge, and all those roads are amazing. And then we made a detour, stayed at the Tapoco Lodge, and obviously did the Dragon. Now that day, what, 2 weeks ago now, a week and a half ago, something like that, it was Monday, and it was not busy, which was really nice. It was my wife's first time on the tail in that area specifically. If you are familiar with the tail of the Dragon, and if you're watching this, you probably are, you know that that road can get absolutely insane. What is this guy doing? Oh my gosh. I swear, it's always the guys that edge the grass. That's how my G80 windshield got busted, man. I mean, I know these guys are doing their job and everything, but just let me pass by. Like, just give me like 5 seconds to get like 50 meters past you before you fire that thing up. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so yeah, did about 3 passes on the Dragon. So, well, if you're not familiar with this car, this is our 2025 BMW X7 M60i. We've had it for about 6 months now. We wanted the third row. If you guys can see, the third row is currently down. We use it for mainly luggage as of now. Obviously I have the car seat for my little guy. Tons of room. The car is definitely longer, definitely taller, and definitely wider than the X5. But we wanted the third row. People come and visit a lot. We want to have the room to have up to 7 people in this car. So, and the third row is pretty comfortable. You know, no German SUV is going to be an American SUV like a Suburban, Expedition, or whatever, but like it's pretty comfortable to have 2 adults back there for any period of time. I mean, you have your own sunroof, I mean, the whole thing. So this car has a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, the new S68 engine, which is an absolute monster. Big M brakes, M limited slip diff. So for a just under 6,000 pound vehicle, this thing is equipped with a lot of M components. It's not a full M, they don't make a full M, but it is a full M engine, detuned slightly, yes I know, but this thing is really, really impressive, and it performed as such on the back roads, such as Tail of the Dragon. So if you think about a twin turbo V8 from factory putting out 520 plus horsepower, 650-ish Newton meters of torque, you know, 275, 315 rear staggered tire setup. It's pretty impressive. Now, we were loaded down. We had the roof box on there. We had obviously luggage. I think just under a full tank of fuel, and the ability for this car to travel like 2 days, like 600-700 miles to get there, and then flip a couple settings to put it into sport mode, to tighten everything up and get it into the setting that I wanted to drive in. And this thing really, really handled nicely. Now, obviously, I'm not braking as deep as I would in the M3, and I'm not pushing it as hard as I would in the M3 for a couple of reasons. A, my family was in the car, so I'm not going to be an idiot. Number 2, it's a big vehicle. But if you're curious about the X7 in general, which is probably why you clicked on this video, no, this is not a POV of me driving the tail. Sorry. This is simply a review of my experience and how this vehicle handled, if you're curious about this vehicle in general. Now, I'm not going to go over the differences between the 40i and the M60i version. You guys can look that up yourself. But there are some big hardware component differences between the two that allows this vehicle to handle and, you know, quote unquote punch above its weight class. It's really, really impressive how this thing handled. If you're familiar with the Tail of the Dragon, it's 318 curves and 11 miles. It's very narrow, very tight. It's honestly not my favorite road up there. I grew up in the North Georgia mountains, for those that don't know that. So, you know, there's a lot of roads on 129, Highway 60 that are wider, bigger sweepers, dual lane, going each way, that I think make for better driving roads. That's a different video. But the tail is very narrow. So coming into a corner, you see a lot of people that like overshoot the corner. And in fact, when we were there, I did post a couple of videos on Instagram, I think a short as well, of a C8 Corvette Stingray that totally dropped the front right washed out, understeered, and put it into a tree. Almost went off the mountain. The guy, we were the first ones there. The guy should have been dead, honestly. I mean, we should have walked onto a car that rolled 15 times down the mountain, and he walked away. We helped him out of the car. Of course, I've got my fire extinguisher. Should we have needed it, it was there. And as you guys know, I have that. I've got my first aid kit, tourniquets. I've got everything in the car that I would have needed. So I was ready to go. First responders aren't going to get there for like 15-20 minutes ish. So that's why I keep that stuff in my car. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a very narrow road. People crash a lot. But for me to push this car as best I could into corners, out of corners, it performed really, really well. Torque is all down low. I'll tell you that much. Third and fourth gear is pretty much where I lived. I didn't really take it out of third and fourth gear the whole time that we were driving on the road. But from around 1800 RPM to like 2900, 33,000, it pulls with almost all its torque. And the ability to drop it into a corner, pull it out of the corner, and you know, like I'm talking about pushing like 50-60%. I'm not talking about wringing the throttle out to maximum, guys. This is just like, what can this car do on the back roads, and can it have fun? Stable, yes. Planted, 100%. Can you feel some body roll? Yeah, it's tall and it's big. But I've driven a lot of SUVs, and what this thing can do as far as feeling planted, corner entry, stable in the corner, and corner exit is really, really impressive. I will tell you that. And it just goes to show that the M vehicles are really, really impressive, even though they're a lot of controversy with the modern ones. But hey, this is a twin turbo V8. It's not a hybrid. It does have the 48 volt mild hybrid assist, which does a couple of functions to help mainly with economy and stuff, but it's not a hybrid. Full combustion engine, big tires, big brakes, big engine, like, and then I got 3 rows. I can seat 7 people in this thing. Like, come on, like you can't ask for more than this in a vehicle that pretty much does everything, all while you're getting full merino leather seats, heated, cooled, massage, carbon fiber trim, Alcantara everywhere, matched to the seats all the way around. I mean, the luxury of this thing, combined with the ability for it to perform on a long open road trip on the highway for extended hours, and then rip it on a back road, is insane. This really, really impressed me, and I want to take it to some different roads up in the mountains to really stretch it out besides the tail, because even though it was not that crowded, so we could push it more without the risk of someone crossing over and crashing into us, it just goes to show on a road that tight and that narrow how planted, stable, and comfortable I felt to push it even more past, you know, 50-60% with a full load in a car this heavy on a road as tight as the tail. And those of you that have been on that road, then you know what I'm talking about. Listen, we've had the X5. That car was amazing, and also never took it on roads like that, but I know that car can perform. But the ability for this car to be taller, longer, heavier, and perform the same, if not better, is just amazing. Like, I love this vehicle. It's one of the best cars I've ever owned, really is, and truly a testament to the M division and what they can put out for a car like this. Again, not a full M, I know that, no need to comment. I'm just letting you know that you know, this X7 is about as M as you can get, even with the previous variants offering the N63 twin turbo V8, you know, the variant of the S63. This is the full S68. Like, when this car can be unlocked, I'm probably going to tune it. I'll just let you guys know, and it's going to be ridiculous. So anyways, if you guys have any additional questions about what I experienced on the tail, how this thing handled, how this thing performed, or what I thought about any specific part of driving this car for 2,800 miles, you know, up and down the East Coast, and at the same time taking it to a road like the tail of the Dragon, dude, hit me up with a comment. Happy to answer that as best I can. I know this car is pretty popular. It's getting more popularity as time goes on, so happy to help if you guys are looking to buy one or whatever. Like, I love this community, the BMW community, so I'm always happy to help with whatever experience and knowledge I have for you guys, and always try to put out as much information and experience that I can with what experience that I have so far with this car. So That being said, guys, more on the way. I do have some mods coming for this car soon. About to be Black Friday, you know what that means. And also got a couple of custom things that are going to be done to this car, so stay tuned for that. A lot on the way. Of course, there'll be some more M3 content. I know I haven't posted a long form in almost 2 months now, but again, we were traveling on this trip, a lot going on, busy. So regular content's going to come back here starting now. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, appreciate it, and talk soon. And in the meantime, keep driving your legacy. See ya.